Connie showed toughness and grace and courage in the face of one of the most vitriolic campaigns in Ohio history. Every day I watch her and our family, and I see her fulfilling the Margaret Mead truism that says wisdom and knowledge and kindness are passed from grandparent to grandchild. For that and so much more, I love you, honey. Our daughters, public servants, all, Emily, Elizabeth, Caitlin, you inspire me as mothers, you could inspire me as daughters and wives and activists. Thank you. Thank you. My brothers, Bob and Charlie, and sisters-in-law, Ann and Catherine, who always step up in so many ways to help their little brother. Bob, and wherever you are, Bob and Charlie, thank you. Our sons-in-law and our 6 grandchildren, all born during my second term in the Senate, as you can see their age, and our grandson, one grandson and his parents who couldn't be here tonight. Justin Boraski and an amazing campaign staff. Justin Boraski and this incredible campaign staff, staying on course, working so hard in the face of withering attacks, and showing each other and teaching the country how to win overwhelmingly in a state that most pundits considered just too difficult for a progressive Democrat. And they couldn't have done it without the help of thousands, and I mean thousands of dedicated, steadfast volunteers. So many of you stepped up over the last 2 years. Why? Because you love your country. All patriots, all true patriots, thank you. The law enforcement officers who kept us safe tonight, thank you, and who have kept us safe so many nights. Thank you for your public service. The servers here at the Hyatt, I walked through the kitchen and just saw many of them. As progressives, we always celebrate hourly wage earners. One other group to thank, members of the media. Newspaper, television, radio, social media. You keep our country free and strong and safe. When we were kids growing up as members of Mansfield's St. Luke's Lutheran Church, my mother taught Bob and Charlie and me about the role of the church in our community, just like the role of journalists in a free society. Comfort the afflicted and afflict the comfortable. And to us, we say to you in the media, you have never been, and you will never be enemies of the people. I drive a Jeep made by union workers in Toledo. On my suit, my sometimes rumpled suit, on my suit made by union workers less than 10 miles from our home in Cleveland is this pin depicting a canary in a birdcage. It was given to me 2 decades ago by a Lorraine steelworker at a Workers' Memorial Day. I wear this canary instead of the official Senate pin because it represents all of us in Ohio. It represents the role of government to support the middle class, to help those who aspire to the middle class. It represents the progress we have made and the society we continue to fight for and advocate for every single day. And you know the story. In the early days of the 20th century, coal miners took the canary down into the mines to warn them of poisonous gases. Those workers in those days didn't have a union strong enough to protect them and didn't have a government that cared enough to protect them. Through the 20th century, we changed that. We passed worker safety laws, in overtime rules, in collective bargaining. We banned child labor. We passed clean air and safe drinking water laws. We enacted Social Security, in Medicare, in workers' rights, in women's rights, in civil rights. That's who we are. That's what we fought for. That's what we stand for. But you know that progress didn't happen on its own. It happened because your parents and your grandparents and maybe your great-grandparents, they stood up and demanded that their government work for them. A new deal in union halls and church basements. In union halls and church basements. It was citizens and workers. It was civil rights advocates and civil rights activists and child advocates who took on powerful special interests, and they changed this country for the better. But now when we see a White House that looks like a retreat for Wall Street executives and drug company executives in the oil industry, we know that our fight is far from over. We have so much left to do to raise wages, to lower health care costs, to make sure everyone who works hard and plays by the rules can retire with dignity with a guarantee of Medicare and Social Security. Now, let me dig a bit deeper to explain how I see the world in the sisterhood and brotherhood of humanity. Now, Democrats, at gatherings like this, Democrats, we seldom talk about our faith. But I want to for a moment. In Matthew 25, Jesus tells us, when I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me drink. When I was a stranger, you welcomed me. What you did for the least of thee, you did. Wait, I've always had a hard time believing that Jesus would actually talk about the least of these. Or that Mohammed or Moses would have said that someone is worth less than someone else. Or that Buddha or Gandhi would have judged some people to be more valuable than other people. Our minister, Dr. Kate Matthews, gave me a different translation in the Poverty and Justice Bible. Here's what Jesus said. When I was hungry, you fed me. When I was thirsty, you gave me a drink. When I was a stranger, you welcomed me. What you did for those who seemed less important, you did for me. So let our country, let our nation's citizens, our Democratic Party, my fellow elected officials all over the country, let them all cast their eyes towards the heartland, to the industrial Midwest, to our Great Lakes state. Let them hear what we say. Let them see what we do. And we will show America how we celebrate the dignity of work, how we honor organized labor and all workers, the waitress in Toledo, the nurse in Columbus, the office worker in Dayton, the mine worker in Coshocton. That is the message coming out of Ohio in 2018, and that is the blueprint for America for 2020. Thank you so much.